Everybody knows bear markets are tough. It's tough psychologically, right? It could be tough even physically for some people. It depends on how they take it. So what better way to, kind of liven things up, change ideas, go to a party, right? Welcome back, everyone. With NFTs as down hard as they are, because as we know, they have absolutely no value and no utility. It's just complete garbage, right? It's JPEGs you don't own. And essentially you're paying for a URL. Like that's all it is. You're paying for a link to a JPEG and anybody can take it. Anyways, we all know the story. So here you go. You could see NFT enjoyers down hard. But apparently they weren't down hard enough. They needed a little bit more. They tried to have a pick-me-up. They tried to have a party. And then all of a sudden, we start seeing reports like this. Anyone else's eyes burning from last night? Woke up at 3 a.m. with extreme pain and ended up in the ER. Saw a couple of reports, but just trying to figure out if there was a common thread. I woke up at 4 and couldn't see anymore. Had so much pain and my whole skin is burned, needed to go to the hospital. The doctor told me that the UV of the lighting of the stage did it. It has the same effect as sunlight. Still cannot see normally. So far, 30 hours since I woke up with severe eye burn, I visited emergency hospital and eye clinic and spent there a total of 6 hours. Got diagnosed with photokeratitis over both eyes, accident related with prescribed steroid eye drops and eye lubricants. My vision was tested as close to perfect with no serious cornea damage. Luckily, so many of my friends are still unaware they must seek medical help to make sure they end up with no damage. Please go get your eyes checked immediately. We've most likely been exposed to experience similar to Mount Everest climbers' snow blindness. That's right, guys. We're not making this up. You can suffer from snow blindness at the Bored Ape party. That's I wish we were making this stuff up, but we're not. Anyways, snow blindness is caused by unprotected exposure of the cornea and conjunctiva to ultraviolet light, specifically UVB. Snow blindness is therefore sunburn of the eye and can be extremely painful. All medical costs rounded up to $3,000 HKD or $380 USD for some. Some friends called in ambulances for themselves. Still, altogether, it's not expensive. Please go get your eyes checked. I just want to point out, regardless of how expensive that is a horrible experience. Number one. Number two, as a party planner, not me, but I'm saying as a person who plans parties, you'd think, right, knowing what we know about UV lights and knowing what we know even about what strobe lights cause, wouldn't you check that and make sure that people wouldn't be getting injured from this? Like, wouldn't you want to make sure that whatever you're exposing people to, they're not going to get injured? I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like there's going to be a lawsuit coming out of this. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Like you went to go party with some other people who overpaid for JPEGs they don't own, and now you're frickin' temporarily blind. Okay, so here's the story out of The Verge. The Bored Ape NFT event attendees report severe eye burn. Several people reported experiencing eye pain, vision problems, and sunburned skin on Sunday after attending the Ape Fest. Yuga Labs spokesperson Emily Kitts, in a statement to The Verge, based on our estimates, the 15 people we've been in direct communication with so far represent less than 1% of the approximately 2,250 event attendees and staff at our Saturday night event. Okay, so what the takeaway from this is that it's not that important, because when we put it into perspective, it's only 1% of you that had severe damage to your eyes temporarily. So it's okay. I mean, when we look at it in terms of percentages, those 15 people, it's less than 1%. Doesn't really matter. You gotta love it when people choose to dehumanize you in order to make a point that what happened isn't as crappy as you think. I'm pretty sure that one of those, any of those 15 people, definitely don't feel that this should be minimized. I'm pretty sure that they're pretty upset with the fact that they went to a party and ended up temporarily blind in the middle of the night. And I think Samson Mao sums it up the best here with this retweet. If you make your customers go blind, you can sell them any crappy JPEG and tell them it's fine art. And yes, I think that's probably the best take on this whole thing. Yeah, so in all honesty, I didn't really expect to report on this thing. I was tagged by a few people, and I thought that it was just kind of par for the course, right? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? Like this is what it is. I mean, it's interesting because I think Bitcoiners, when we saw that news, although we were like, oh wow, we weren't actually surprised. it's like, oh yeah, well they're shitcoining, so you can't expect them to figure things out. I know that just sounds mean, but it's kind of true to a certain extent, right? You're like, yeah, well, you don't expect much from those people. I just think that it's funny that specifically this happened for an NFT event. Obviously, I don't think it's funny or entertaining that what the people went through, especially waking up and realizing that you're blind, not knowing what had happened. That is absolutely frightening. Okay. Like I don't wish that upon anyone. It's just, we live in such a clown world that this happening just almost seemed like par for the course. Anyways, guys, that's the clip for today. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow.